All the way from Liverpool, Stephen and Auden.
Hey!
Yeah, hey.
Really nice to have you here, really happy.
Very happy to be here, yeah, thank you.
And the first thing you asked me before we went live, you said, is this like a non-swear zone? Can we just say anything on the radio?
And they were uncensored, fully uncensored.
Fully
we're smashing
uncensored.
through.
Shit and
HD.
Shit and stuff.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, we like swearing.
Is there anything you were always dreaming of to say on live radio?
For my sake, it was mostly like I feel a bit self-conscious about it because, like, since I'm not a native English speaker, I'll say some horrid stuff to people's parents and that.
Yeah.
And without realizing, there's a bit of that worry that I was going to project out on all your listeners.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. I mean, I'm not a native English speaker as well.
No, yeah.
So I might say some weird or uncomfortable stuff as well.
The only uncomfortable one would be Steve.
Yes, Steve. Yeah, or you should correct us.
All right, I can correct swear words and whatnot. That's good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, not being a native English speaker, you're from Norway, Auden?
Yeah, that's right.
And Stephen, you're originally from the UK, from a small town. How did you guys meet?
So we're actually from pretty similar towns, even though we're from different countries. Like we're both from coastal towns that are like a little bit shut off, and they're both very nice and quaint. But it was time to get out, and it was time to find another musician that we were going to bond with forever and ever. So we both moved to Liverpool to study at Lipper, it's called. And that's Paul McCartney's swanky, cool school. And then we met. We had the same schedule at school, and
kind of forced into it.
You didn't really want to?
Oh no, we really wanted to.
Yeah,
we're good friends. Yeah.
But it didn't really start off very serious. You were like kind of playing around.
Yeah, we kind of ended up getting like a gig booked from a mate before we had any songs, and we kind of like, it was like a week before and we had like half a song, so we kind of had to just write something, and that's kind of how it started, and it's kind of just picked up from there slowly.
What was the theme? What was the first thing you wrote about, and well, apparently found each other's humor, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it was based a lot on that. The theme kind of came out of the like really small setup that we had. It was just us two and a really basic drum machine. So I guess a lot of the influence early on was just from this like really basic setup that we had. And
it was good being limited by that, wasn't it? Like you had to like overcome the limitation a little bit. And I think the first thing we kind of played on was like "I'll Try" or something in your old flat with the big beat going.
But it hasn't gone unnoticed that humor is a very important part of your music.
Yeah.
But for example, the title of your album, "Invitation to Hers," is like a nod to Twin Peaks, and there are more references on the album to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, how?
we try and live like the Twin Peaks lifestyle as much as possible.
What is the Twin
Peaks lifestyle?
Walking through the woods at night, being a little bit emotional. It's
just having the moonlight, having off times in the room. You're saying weird things to each other.
Strange, uncomfortable situations.
But we try and revel in that.
It's great.
Yeah. I introduced him to Twin Peaks in my old house in Norway when he was visiting, and it was like in the deep woods in the middle of the night, and it was a magic moment, I reckon. Important bonding.
So you infected him forever with Twin Peaks.
Yeah, we infected each other with a few things over a few first couple of years.
And talking about random and maybe even uncomfortable situation, your drum machine is called Pierce Brosnan?
It is, Spiritually, it's Pierce Brosnan.
That's correct.
But he isn't even dead yet. It's not like Pierce Brosnan's reincarnation.
He just gave us a little bit of himself, and we took it involuntarily. It's
getting to be a pretty uncomfortable situation because like now we're like his son has reached out to us on like Instagram, and he's like really into the music and that, and we're like wondering whether he knows that like we got his big like life-size cardboard cutout of his dad on stage with us when we play.
Oh no way!
yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's kind of it's kind of gone a bit overboard. Like our managers love it as well. So.
Okay, but nobody's mad. Everybody is okay with it, and
as far as we know.
All right.
But I still don't know how this happened. Actually, I'm just accepting the fact that the drum machine is called Pierce Brosnan, and it has a very important role in hers. But
I was given a small picture of Pierce Brosnan on a night out in where I'm from, and there was multiple copies of it that everybody had for some reason. Somebody worked at a printing shop, and then they came to the pub after work, and they were like, "Oh, this is some paper that I tested with Pierce Brosnan's face on it." Held on to the photo for ages and ended up sticking it to the drum machine on our first gig. And Pierce Brosnan ever since. Basically, it was meant to be.
It's a good thing you put it on your drum machine and not on something else.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It could have been way more uncomfortable.
A lot of respect for Pierce. Lots of respect.
For sure.